Okay, now, sorry about that. All right, this is try number 2, getting familiar with this platform, OBS software rather. Yeah, so my name is Doragon Kishu, Paladin and Dragon Rider, also James is my real name. Just starting with the Dragon Riders Twitch channel. It's been my personal channel for a while, but it was just called Doragon. But I'm hoping to do some live play on here in the future. I'm working on that, figuring that out. But I also want to just talk about Dungeons and Dragons once in a while. And so I am going to be talking about something, but if anybody comes into the forum and they'd like to talk about anything to do with D&D, I will talk to you about it. That is why I'm here. It's more about talking to you guys, but at this point there may be no you guys, so that's fine. But anyways, feel free to interrupt me, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the books that we use. Now, I'm mostly a dungeon master. I've been a dungeon master as a teenager. I was a dungeon master in my late 20s, and I was, and then I did some work with World of Warcraft in my 30s, and then I got into D&D again in my 40s with 5e. I learned as a player first because I wanted to get familiar with the 5e rules, so I joined a group as a player and initiated a group, and then after that, that group went away. And then I decided, I got the Dungeon Master book and I decided, okay, I wanted to learn the DM rules, and I started to run a single person campaign for my girlfriend, and that's gone on for over 3 years now. It's gone on since 2018. Later, I initiated a second group. Actually, I initiated a Twitter message group that was just for fun, but we were doing it so much, everybody seemed so available. But then when people weren't around, it was hard, so I decided, you know what, let's just turn into a regular thing. I got on Discord. I've been on Discord before, but kind of like randomly for chat rooms or whatever. But anyway, so I created a Discord and we started a second Dungeons and Dragons group. And with a few people from Twitter that I had known in the D&D kind of community for like 2 or 3 years. So it was really great to actually do something with them, not in person, but on camera. And my girlfriend's in that group as well. So that's exciting because that's 5 people, and I'm dungeon. I've never dungeon mastered online before. I'd been a player online before, but I never dungeon mastered online, and so it's kind of an experiment that I was really looking forward to, and I really have loved it. Actually, that was my third campaign. My second campaign actually was somebody that I was familiar with a little bit on Twitter as well. My girlfriend actually wanted to run a group, so I contacted him, and the 3 of us started a group that ran for a couple of years, and then we brought in a couple of more people later. Sadly, he has left the group, mostly because he is in UK, and we had people. Our schedules were making it so we only played every 5th and 6th week. So, anyway, that group. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that group now. Figuring that out. My girlfriend is the DM, so she'll figure out what we're going to do, or not do. But then in the third group, and then I've been playing a little bit. Forgive me, I just ate something, so it's just kind of my throat is not good. My apologies. Yes. Anyway, so I'm just going to kind of do something here for this around the watch. I don't see anybody. Let me see. I see a couple people, I think, in. There's a hello to, the Days of Glasses. Hello, Cloisterine and Striplings, if you're out there. I'm not sure if you're really there. You're just floating out there. This session of Around the Watch D&D talk, I'm just going to talk about the books we use. So yeah, I use the standard Monsters Manual, which I love, but I admit I'm just like, I want new creatures. I've been using this thing since 2018, and then there's the Player's Manual, and then you guys may have these, and then Dungeon Master Guide, of course. When I first read that, I read through sections of it, actually, because I dungeon mastered quite a bit. I had a couple, like I said, in my teens I had a big campaign, and in my late 20s I had a pretty big campaign. So I DM'd a lot of people individually over the years, but not as far as campaigns. 2018 with 5e, I was really just starting to run campaigns again. The book I cannot recommend enough, which a lot of you probably already have, it is Xanathar's Guide to Everything, which is awesome because it not only offers more subclasses, but it has wandering monster tables for certain areas of territory, like mountains or the forest, whatnot. It has more spells. And it just has it's just a must. This is the 5th book for me. This is for sure. There's a couple other books, Volo's Guide, and I want to get that, but there's some other things that I really want to get, but those are my main books. Beyond that, in 2019 I did publish my first ever module. And sometimes I use some of the creatures that I put in there that I created, and this is the original proof one, so it's even got that strip across the middle. And later I did a 2nd edition one with purple. Yeah, those are on Amazon. You can get it for me cheaper though. Amazon takes a bunch for royalties, so you buy it directly from me. It's cheaper. And let's see here. And then it's on PDF on Drive-Thru RPG, and that's the Frost Rhealm. It's called Frost Rhealm. Yeah, so that was in 2019. I'm working on another one now, but it's taken a while. Let's see. So I draw creatures from that a little bit. I'm just kind of looking here. Recently, I purchased Tomb of Beasts because I really wanted new creatures, and this thing is packed, and they're beautiful. And I'm creating a new land right now for potentially for my Twitch campaign. And I've been using, my brother's been he's going back to work, but he's been a little available lately. And hold on, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Didn't schedule this time in this room. It's our living room, so it's kind of can be. Anyway, I just kind of went online because I wanted to do this first one. Okay, so the other book that I use. Well, first of all, in my original homebrew land that I started in 2018, I created a homebrew material plane, but I also use a second material plane in my world, which is Forgotten Realms. So we sometimes would go back and forth over there for different reasons. And then the other book that I would use is Deities and Demigods. This is an older book. I love this thing. This is probably one of the main books that I've used. And of course I have the original advanced, not the original, but the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons and the Player's Guide from those. Haven't used those a lot since I've started doing 5e, but I have them if I need them. I mostly have been using the Deities thing. And then I have just a Monsters Manual, which is really small when you compare it to the new ones. They just feel small anyway, is what I mean. And then Fiend Folio has some things. Yeah, but recently I've been using, like I said, the Tomb of Beasts, which is a monster, just a huge book. The other book that I started using was from Cowwood Publishing, Monsters of the City, which in this new land that I'm creating, I'm starting to populate some of these into the cities. I'm also using, forgive me, they have a book in the Fae that I'm also start using, because in this new land there's an area of the Fae that kind of like, it's not all of the Fae, it's just like a point that Fae is really down below it, the way it works. So yeah, so those have been, the Cowwood books are great, and I've also done some reviews on those. Yeah, so that's my books. That's the ones I use. So that's, I'm going to call it. I don't see anybody on here talking, but I just kind of wanted to do an intro episode and talk a little bit. I'll try to be a little bit smoother next time, but either way, it's cool. And I really appreciate you coming by, checking it out. Let's see here. Yeah, so anyway, I will be back soon. Let's keep leaving this mic on. When I say soon, I mean I'll be back someday. Probably not today. Thanks for watching.